and break up out of, to try to make this bull flag something. Right now we're just kind of dicking up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. With no real push in either way. So the one thing that I like to look at right now, so that we can look, I like the weekly. So in the weekly time frame, we're still showing the same broken features. Busted bull flag on the first attempt up. 4 years later, we come back up, hit the descending resistance, and it's the prototypical pattern here on a broken ascending triangle. But the thing is, if you can hold this double bottom, it does present an interesting opportunity, because at the very least, if it came down, it would come up here. I mean, a 33 to 73 cents wouldn't be terrible. But there's always the chance that you could have a repeat and fill this out. But that's only if you can prove support here in a very, very dangerous time here, because we're going to be going into June. And when they do that next rate hike, it's going to be a big problem. Big problem. Look what happened last month with 50. I remember when I said it starts with 25 and whatever, they shake it off. Then it's 50 and people start to get worried. Then another 50 and holy shit, now we're up 125 basis points. Then another 50 and it's 110. You're like, oh shit. We're only two, the one in June and one in July, away from that scenario coming in now. And the Fed's not wavering. Everybody just assumed the Fed was going to just, oh, nope, we're going to pull off the dogs right away. They can't. Eventually they will. They'll do something, but they can't do anything right now. It's going to be very painful. For anybody in the U.S., you see how it is at the pump? That's basically what happened in crypto. You bought it at a high, and now nobody wants the fucking crypto. So now it's going to go back down to its real prices. That's, that's always been my thing. Crypto's overvalued. And you got to have a little foresight to understand that. And that's what I'm trying to bring to my audience, and have been for 15 months on YouTube, and then now the last couple months here on Twitch as well. But as you guys know, it's not an easy game. There's a lot of manipulation. So we have the weekly double, the double bottom here. And we're literally so close. I mean, let me zoom into this. We're so close to breaking this. When we came down, I mean, we literally have to break 39.029. We've come down to like 39.068, but we haven't technically broke this. We have to break this downtrending support to break down and make this first move to this double bottom, which actually hits the uptrend perfectly. And then if we break that, we'll have a nice little capitulation event. Once we break this uptrend, that's when the huge capitulation will start. And that's why I'm hoping that maybe beyond our luckiest stars, and I don't know if it's going to happen, but wouldn't it be awesome if XRP somehow flipped to zero just to shake everybody out? I doubt it'll happen. It's like a wet dream in the making right there. See what the Bollinger Bands say. Yeah, see, we're printing our own bands. This is very bearish. This is what I always say. When you print your own, when you're printing the Bollinger Bands, it's very, very bad. I mean, we came through it. We're printing it to the downside. Bollinger Bands don't even know where to take us. It seems to me that in two separate areas where the Fed stepped in is what it looked like to me in the market. Two areas where we should have had a nice flush that never came. Is this the time where we finally have this, little flush in here? I'm not saying it's going to come all the way down here, but I'm saying, is this the time where we have this not way down here, but you guys get what I'm saying? Where we start to flush out these areas. Obviously, it's not going to go to 8 zeros and a 1, or 6 zeros and whatever. I'm saying this could be the opportunity where finally some of these quick pull downs that it was trying to see, because we get these artificial inflations. I mean, look at 2021, the huge market push by the Fed. 18, same. I mean, these are all bailout areas. So, I mean, it makes perfect sense. And then when the real money came in, when there was no government intervention for the most part, XRP tanked. Then we got government intervention, no more intervention, and XRP's tanking. But there's a reason for this. It's simple. You can't let all the people... They're not going to let everybody have everything. And if you bought something at $1.60, and this was my whole thing for a long time, if you bought XRP at $1, $2, or $2.50, they're not just going to let you fucking ride that all the way to the infinity. And during a lawsuit, there was going to be a lot of pain. And it has been a lot of fucking pain for a lot of people. Fortunately, if you're in here, you get the foresight and you get to see shit before it happens. 30-minute. We've got, in the 30-minute, that's why this is so important, this descending triangle, because once we break this, it's going to be a big problem. On the moving average, we're trying to start a bullish divergence here, and that's what can bring us up to this area again and tap up here again. Now, if we keep coming back up here and we can't break this downtrending resistance, it's going to start being a problem, because this would be the 4th time up. So, but I'm not convinced we're going to get up there. We don't have any volume. Guys, look at the volume. Is that a bunch of volume that does that scream something big is going to happen? Or does this scream bull trap every time it goes up and we're in a bear market and we got to be patient? I acknowledge, though, like, there's a chance that this is going to 52 cents. I keep saying it, but I'm not taking that risk. I'm waiting until it gets to my targets. Because there's, if you could break out of the area, but I could do the same thing up here. You know, and then if it comes again, it's probably just going to do this if it comes back up and fails. So, I mean, it's building a nice little picture here, but the problem is a lot of people have been sitting on the sidelines, or they've been patient and now they're like, oh, it's my fucking time. It's my time. It's not your time yet. This is the time of the great deception. It really is. Let's see. Woodpile, welcome. I think I said hi to you already too. Gummy. I would sell my dog if extra people. I know, CW rough. Jesus, it would be unreal. No. I'm saying they weren't just gonna go up to 100. They were gonna make it to where. I'm saying it would have been too easy if everybody would have bought it when it was near all-time highs or whatever. There was too much liquidate or too much leverage trading, too many margin style traders. It's basically on credit. It could never go up to all-time highs like that. But like Bitcoin, here, you know what we're gonna do with Bitcoin? I'm gonna delete this since we broke down out of all these. So with Bitcoin, if you just take it in the weekly, and we'll do this. See, I'm not into the conspiracy that they're just going to take out all of the exchange. You know, like that's going to be what ends up happening. I think that's a bunch of nonsense. But what I do think can happen is the exchanges can start going bankrupt. Okay. I love you too. But that's what we're looking at in the very long-term pattern from Bitcoin. That's from 2015. So if we look at it from this standpoint, you can see how the next logical target here, even if we don't break this uptrend, would be like 18,000. 18,000. I mean, it lines up so perfectly with everything we've been talking about. I'm not sure a lot of people, if you watch them on YouTube, ever go back this far because they don't see a point. But this is truly what's going on with Bitcoin. I mean, when you start looking at it in those terms like that, that's an ascending triangle, and we've got to touch support in these areas. And then you've got the short-term pattern that broke out within here right now. And you can start doing this so you can start to be like, okay, this is probably not a good sign. Because you're starting to get confirmations that this is breaking down. But at the same time, this is still the natural course of action, because isn't it just going from the support to resistance? So it can do something like this, and then it could just stop over here and then bounce back up and keep filling out. Absolutely. But, I mean, come on. That's 18,000. So if that's the best we can do, I'll take it. I'll take 18,000. Bring on 18,000, then let's have a bull market. If that's the best I can get. I would take 18,000 in a heartbeat. I just think we would go much lower than that, because that pulls down, that's an M-topping reversal. And if it breaks this rising uptrend, you know, the ascending triangle, that is going to cause catastrophe in the crypto markets. Bitcoin is guaranteeing us a touch of support, and nobody can see. Well, they can, but the personalities apparently, I don't know what the deal is. 19,000 is exactly how. I mean, look at the pattern. You've got perfect touches of support. right? So right here we can use support 1 if we want, resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3. We've had the area here. We could even pull this up and call this a second area of contact. So if we want to make this more official, that's probably how we would do it, because then you can make it connect. So support 1 in here, resistance 1, support 2, resistance 2, resistance 3. We've already confirmed the pattern because we got 2 hits on support and resistance, and it's staying within the trend. And it started, we're saying our first hit is all the way back here in 2015. Then we had a hit on resistance in 17. Then we had a hit here in 21 on resistance. And then again in 21. But we also had a hit on support in 20. So that's what's going on with Bitcoin. That is the honest to God truth of what is going on with Bitcoin. And once you break it down and you understand what you're seeing in front of you, it's actually quite spectacular when you can see this pattern. Isn't that a lot easier to understand when you see it like that? And then you can be like, well, how did this happen? This is the honest to God truth, though. Like, how did we get to where we're at? Well, did we not already bust this uptrend? Because I dare say we did. And now we're just back. We're playing a back on pattern here. Because for the longest time, I guarantee people are looking at it like that. Like we're on this parabolic uptrend. And we failed. Look how many times we come back to that line and hit rejection. That's what I'm saying. That's the true pattern. You can spin it however you want and say that we look like we're doing fine. The bottom line is we're on the bottom side of this resistance. No matter how you look at it. So that's bad news. And the fact we created an M-topping reversal right there, and now we're drawing the Bart Simpson top, it actually appears. It's an interesting dilemma we're in right now. And then, if that isn't bad enough to confirm what's going on the EMA lines with the technical traders who can't, they don't really understand how to read the chart, but they still look at the analytical side, which there's nothing wrong. Because after all, if you can't read a chart, at least give yourself the best advantage you can if you're not watching me, obviously. And you take out the EMA lines, because then that gives you a daily observance of what the actual technical traders are doing. So this is like having a robot to them. All right, the 20 crossed 50, I'm out. Because now we have a bearish cross in the weekly. The longest time frame, you're really going to be able to see this kind of intel. The monthly, most of them aren't going to be able to do it. There's not enough data. So the 20 crosses the 50. Very bad bearish cross. Bearish divergence right here. The 50 is about to cross the 100. We still have an impulse move that must be made. It has to be made on Bitcoin. There's no exception to this rule. If we cross the 100, it's a guarantee. And the only reason we haven't yet is because we haven't broke the 200. By rule, you don't usually cross the 100 until the price action breaks the 200. Just an experience I've had. So that's all we're waiting for. That's it. Once this happens, it's going to be a nice impulse move to the downside, and then all of our favorite cryptos, all of our favorite altcoins, all of our ISO coins are going to fucking tank even more. And you think it was bad, this is just the beginning. That's why when we were up here, and I was getting laughed at in October of 2021 and May of 2021 after I sold out of XRP when Bitcoin was at 60-something, or 58,000, and I said that Bitcoin's going under 20,000. First, I called it to 32, and it hit it absolutely 100% right here, and it made people flip out when it came down here. And then we came up, and then I kept saying we didn't. That's a big bull trap. It's the biggest bull trap in history, and what happened? So now we have to play this out. We have to play it out. Like Dennis Green said, we play to win the game. I don't think it was Dennis Green. He said the other thing. He said, we let him off the hook. We had him, but we let him off the hook. Damn it. But the point is we have a bearish cross here. We're not technically in an ascending triangle. We are since 2015, but if you take the pattern from January of 2012 or October of 2011, this uptrend finally broke. After, let's see how many years this was. 2011, we'll say. And it officially broke this uptrend in 2019. So 8 years. And then it took another 2 years to come back and retest the broken support. And test it as resistance. And unfortunately, we're in that time in history right now. So the top has officially been formed, as we know. They are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook. Thank you, whoever just said that. Seahawk. Thank you. Hey, Jam F. Tracy, welcome in. Redwire, 100. Wait, welcome in. Welcome in. It was good talking to you earlier. Seahawk, they are. Oh, man, I'm so glad you said that. You let me off the hook. Let's see. So, yes or no? Does that clear up Bitcoin going all the... Do you... Okay, would you prefer me to have the chart like this so we can see what's going on from the beginning? Or from the heyday? So we can see what the long-term pattern is? I kind of prefer this, I think. I like it like this a lot better, in my opinion. I think seeing it like this gives us a lot better perspective of what's actually going on here. The fact that we had a huge rejection right around here, and then in our one attempt to come back up, we miserably failed. So I'm just curious if you like this the way it is. I'll be right back. I'm going to go check on my son, make sure Julie's okay. So I want to see what everybody says when I get back. Hey, 1 billion trader, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. You're 322. I really appreciate that. Not a single person wants to comment. Absolutely, Redwire. I agree with that. I agree with that. All right, let's go back. Hey, Summer, thanks for the 200 bits. You've popped the cherry bits for the night. I appreciate that. Our streak continues of God only knows how many streams in a row where I've had the generosity of somebody donating a bit. Now the question is, we've already had a follower. We've already had bits. Will we be able to get one new person to join the T-Fam tonight? I don't know. Do you? But no, I don't. Honestly, what we need to focus on, though, that's a busted uptrend. I mean, this pattern goes way back. And the ascending triangle goes from 15. But this pattern actually starts in 2011. So, you know. It's compelling. It's compelling. It's definitely compelling. So that's what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. It's the simplest I can put it for everybody. Make it easy. Jam, what's going on? I love it, Wig. Sharing the emote. I love Wig sharing the Tom's Army emote and Jam F Tracy as well. Love seeing it. Love seeing it. Late but most important, I'm here. Absolutely, Jam. Mass, what's going on? Can we buy Bit? Can you buy Bitcoin? No. I would not buy Bitcoin. Not yet. I mean, you could definitely take your chances at shorting it, but right now we're in a... Oh, wait a minute. Can you buy bits? You mean like, you're talking about the bits they're cheering? No, you can buy them, yeah. That's how you can donate to me, and I get the whatever you send. So 245 bits is $2.45 for anybody who's wondering. And unlike YouTube, who keeps money when you send a personal donation to me on live, I get to keep that whole bit thing. So Twitch isn't taking my bits. If they charge any kind of fee, it's up front when you buy the bits. But yeah, you can definitely do that. There's a little thing that you see on the left hand side, that little bit looking thing. On the bottom right in your chat, you're gonna see that same symbol. Click on it. But I highly encourage everybody to check it out on the desktop browser as well, because it always goes back and forth from what I've been told. Sometimes it's cheaper if you buy it on the website, like on the web browser, or sometimes it's easier when you buy it on the app. I don't know. But you have to click the bit thing. Here, I think I can... Here, let me, I gotta get back into the charts, but here. Let me mute that. So you click that. See this? That. See this? And then you just click. See this? And then it's not. It's gonna be hard because it's my thing. It's not. It's gonna be hard because you know you can get the bit. It's gonna be hard because you know you can get. I think you get the picture. So yeah, you get the picture. But I knew that was gonna happen. But yeah, so yeah, no, don't worry about it. And you're driving, my God. Yeah, I knew there was gonna be an echo. That's what I said. I said we're gonna have to deal with the huge echo. Hey, a hype train. Holy smolies. I know, wasn't that true? 150 bits by Water Alien. Or 100 bits by Water Alien 150. I know, that was pretty crazy. And maybe a little bit of shrooms on top of it. But the hype train, a hype train just started in your channel. So I really appreciate the, so we had Water Alien with 100 bits, Wigbust with 245, Summer with 200. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. Oh! I'm glad you, told me who you are. H2O. Welcome in. One of the longest of long-time viewers. Hey, Gummy adding to it. 9 bits. Every bit counts. As you can see, I'm still fighting over my my illness. But we're getting there. But that's Bitcoin. So, what is this? Holy crap. Wigbust adds to the hype train. 510 bits. What a guy. That's excellent. But as we've been watching this, guys, in the last 26 minutes, have you noticed what happened while we've been covering Bitcoin? We're just kind of, we're struggling in this area, but we really haven't shown any kind of direction. So, see with XRP, this is why this is so important, this direction. Because this is the honest to God truth here. Because if this plays out the way I think, so can you see what I haven't done on this pattern? On purpose, because like I said a long time ago, until I had to do it, I wasn't going to make people think like this. I'm going to do it. This is the only thing I've left undone on this pattern. And when I do it, it's going to make a lot more sense to everybody on what my long-term expectations are. And I'm not saying it's going to take until 2029, because patterns are meant to break quicker. What I'm saying, though, is with how long this is taking, there is a chance that it's not going to fully fill out, and this might end up playing. Hold on. It might play down. And as fucked up as it might be, we could be in a longer scale descending triangle. And this would be the scenario if a Fed coin was released. If a Fed coin's released, or we have Doomsday and we break this uptrend. Look at the opportunity here, right? We backtest, come down. Look how perfectly that's 11 cents right there. Is that not perfectly? And then, hear me out. Let's just say we do. We do this for fucking ever. We're fucked. Now we're in a fucking 2030. It's been 10 motherfucking years. Well, if we buy it at 11 cents, or 9 cents in this scenario, ride it all the way up to 99 cents. What the fuck do I care? I just made 1,000%. Oh, whoops. I'll just wait for it to come back down. I'll rinse and repeat again. and then do it again. Holy shit, I made 700% this time. And then eventually it's going to fill out. So either way, we're going to make a lot of money. Now, if it breaks this, the implications would be unforetold if we broke this. It would be, this is where the flipping the zeros and all hell breaks loose scenario happens. The ultimate capitulation of all capitulations is what would happen. I think that's pretty accurate right there, but I don't think we have to. I think we could go like this and just say, hey, you get what's going on here. But that's what it looks like. It's kind of like a falling channel. Let's just call it for what it is. We're kind of in a falling channel here. Been falling for a while. We've got beautiful hits of support and resistance, right? Beautiful. Support 17, resistance 17, support 20, support 2021. Now we've been stuck in an uptrend that we can draw out of these after we break up to the top level. But what's going on? 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit back. If we come back and break it, then we get to come back and re-hit the pattern. How often does support hold up 3 times in the exact same spot? Is it more likely it's going to hold? It's going to crack? We don't know. All I know is acid bath with 1,000 bits, extending that hype train, and gummy with 9 bits, also extending the hype train. You generous, beautiful son of a bitches. I'm feeling Ali about 70%. And, alright, now that we have the majority of people in here, the lobster, in my personal, humble opinion, at this point in time, is a much too risky thing. Unless you really are diligent, and you are really, really, really on top of it. I think there's too many scams at the moment, and there's too many things that can catch people by the balls, to where I personally, under my case study, I give 2 thumbs down to lobster at the moment. As far as the scams and the assets and all this stuff. So I cashed out of the majority and sent it back over the KuCoin because I wasn't happy with some of the stuff. So I told you guys I'd be honest with you once I got to do a case study and compile it. And yes, don't get me wrong, money was made. But the point is, the ease in which you can lose money because these assets aren't real assets, it's alarming to me. So for that fact and that fact alone, we know more about the traditional crypto, the ISO markets, you know, for me personally. The assets, yes, there's real ones, but the amount that there are that are scams, I can't endorse it. I put $2,500 in there, cashed it out. Actually cashed out more than $2,500, but again, that wasn't the point. I got very lucky in the beginning. And then on some of them that I had many, many, many billions of coins, I took the conversion rate because to me, when it's telling me that there's no asset holder or anything like that anymore, I'm not interested. Like, and then it's just one of those things, you know, it's nobody's fault. A lot of people put a lot of time into it. I don't blame anybody because honestly, you can't get the experience unless you go into it. And that's why I said you got to be very careful. And I don't advise anybody to do it, but if you want to try to educate and figure it out, it's definitely it's a shady one. That's the problem. So, but that's why I said I'm going to keep you updated, but you don't see it going across my screen anymore because as far as I'm concerned, this is how serious I am. I took it off my tablet. I cashed my shit out, and now I'm going to have to download KuCoin. So but I have $3,500 on my KuCoin right now, just waiting until we get to the bottom. And then I have a little bit more, but I'm deciding what I'm going to do with it. I think I kept $1,000 just sitting in the lobster separately, but that is for other reasons, because I wanted to decide if I was just going to send it back to Uphold or keep it on KuCoin. But to me, I'm going to be straight, and that's, but yeah, I 2.5 times my money on lobster, and I got lucky, because after I seen all the scams, absolutely got lucky, and there's no way I want anybody to suffer the fate of coming on and seeing all of the assets that you have. Literally, you can see and you can feel that there's fraud going on, and because you were part of the early part of the pump and dump, you're fine. Because I was buying the asset classes amongst the first or second people, or the first 1,000 people to see it, I was able to get out. But now, there were certain ones, like today, I paid 1,000 XLM, only was able to get 600 out of some of them. Because they completely delisted themselves, because they were scams. You know, but at least with Lobster, to their credit, even if you can't get money back out of it, they're at least, you can at least swap the asset and get something back. But, you know, that's what we have to do. Okay, so, wow, guys, wow. I didn't even realize all these donations. Holy fuck. This hype train's going fucking insane. Choppa, thanks for the 500 bits. Woodpile, thanks for the 200. Wigbusted, thanks for 755 more bits. And Pizza Breath brings it round with the one community gift sub. Holy smokes. And it goes out to Mass Spaghetti. That's his 5th gifted sub. Pizza Breath, I really appreciate you. Yep, Ali, I agree. That's how I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. Hey, so at least you got to hear the little thing about Lobster. My 2 thumbs down for Lobster. Because of too much fraud. So, I personally, okay, when it comes to Uphold or KuCoin, I personally still like Uphold when it comes to my security, but when it comes to trading, if I have to swing trade, obviously KuCoin because the fees are less. If it wasn't for the fees, I like everything about Uphold. Especially that it's all in my native currency. The problem with KuCoin is a lot of stuff you have to buy in USDT. A couple of the ones I like DGB and XLM and some of these other ones. So, that and XDC, that's a problem for me. I like, me personally though, where my safety and security is, I feel secure with Uphold, and I always have. I don't have, like that 1,000 will probably go back to Uphold, I'm thinking. I don't know yet. But I have 3,500 on KuCoin. But my thing was, and Sean knows, with my, I was going to buy stuff on XRP, and then I was going to send it over to my Uphold and just keep it safe for safekeeping in my Uphold wallet. The problem is I can't send XLM to Uphold, which is why I was thinking of just sending $1,000 to Uphold and having it free to buy XLM and just paying the fucking fee, you know. But it sucks because there's a lot less fee on KuCoin. That's the big deal. The big deal is there's a lot less fee on KuCoin. So, okay. So, that's the deal there. We looked at XRP, we looked at Bitcoin. And for anybody who's just tuning in, the Bitcoin for Pizza Breath, you just came in, we went all the way back on Bitcoin. And for anybody tuning in, this is what's going on. We went all the way back to 2011. We have the support here, right? We have a fucking rising, and it was a rising channel, one could say. You could have said, but I just think it was an uptrend that established all the way in 2011. And then it didn't bust for the first time, truly, because we came through and hit it. But we busted in 2018. Hit it as resistance for the first time in 19, and then it took a real resistance hit up here in 2021, and now we're finally starting to fade. So I don't think this uptrend's going to hold. I just think this is once this breaks, it could, bad things can happen. I don't ever see us coming back down to $2.43 in this quick drop, but what I do see is us coming back down here somewhere, and maybe it is only 18,000 or 14 or 19. But the point, nope, Pizza Breath, you did not. I intentionally have been waiting to see if you would show up because I'm doing this same thing I did to XLM next. And I've been laboring. Every time I go to XLM, I stop. But now you're in here, so you're going to see it firsthand. But this was just to show you what we did with Bitcoin. So, real quick, Pizza Breath, does that make sense to you? I know you're a little bit quicker than some of the others in here because you've been watching me for a long time. So you understand my lingo, so it's quicker. And by the way, Pizza Breath was one of them, too, that was all over the Lobster stuff. Throwing caution to the wind. You know, and that's why it was easier to, you know, that we were able to see a lot of things. That it's just one of those things. So, hopefully the transparency you guys understand. So, wait a minute, what happened? What did I miss now? What the hell is going on? Holy fuck. Dude, you guys are fucking crazy generous. I don't even know what to say. Gummy, thanks for the 9 bits. Like, extending that. I mean, is this hype train still fucking going with all these donations? This is the longest hype train I've ever had. Dude, this hype train's been going since 8:24. It's a 14-minute hype train. This is a record. CW with 1,000 bits. Wigbusted gave out 1 community gift sub. First gift sub donated, and Shafty77 gets it. How awesome is that? Sai sharing the Tom's Army emote. Choppa with the 500 bits. Holy crap, is it raining? There's a flood. I wish I could jump in. I want to be like Scrooge McDuck, and I want to jump into everybody's bits so you guys can see it. I want to do a 3D thing. Yay! Look at the support. And if you guys are new, anybody new, I'm going to do 1 minute of senseless promotion, not even a minute. Go to my YouTube page. It's in the video description below. And check out my content. We had the last video 2,300 views we have on that video now. Holy fuck. But join the more than 10,000. What do we have now? 10,500 subscribers. Yeah, I think that's what it said. More than 10,500 subscribers. So anyhow, we gotta get back to business. We're running out of time here. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, guys. 1,000 bits from CW500 and 9 more bits from Gummy. Guys, you guys are much too generous. Like, Gummy coming in clutch with the 9 bits. But CW with the 1,000. Not before Choppa and all these other, like, this hype train's been going on for 16 fucking minutes. Every time I think things can't possibly get any better. So, okay, so here's the deal. With XLM, we're going to do it too. So anybody who's just coming in, get ready to get your minds fucked. Because XLM's a dirty little bitch. I'm just warning you, XLM's a dirty little fucker when you break this down. Excuse my French, but she's a dirty little bitch and she's playing with our emotions. But, what the hell? CW, thank you for the 1,500 bits. Oh my god. I could only dream of something like this when I'm on YouTube if I ever got to go live, because everything's so fucked on YouTube. It always stops the lives. And did we not find a great place here on Twitch for the live streams? So this is what you can look at in the immediate short term. But what do you guys see here? When you're looking at this, are you seeing that? Or are we seeing a pattern forming where we're kind of within a box, but then we break up? So to me, if we're doing something with this, I kind of don't like to look at this area. This is kind of off in its own land. Can't really look anything there with XLM. You can't. You know, you can't really do it. So that's why this became such an important part from 2020 and coming down like that and just having that overwhelming uptrend, because you don't have to stretch it with XLM. But what we were hoping for was this wouldn't break, because then XLM has promises that will never be able to be kept because it's about to bust this. But you could go there. You could have went here and said we have a destination. You know, it has potential. But the moment it breaks this, it's going to prove exactly what it is. It's a deceiver. Right now, XLM's a deceiver like XRP, and it's meant to take all of our money and keep our optics from what the real task is, and that's not to lose it. It's always so sexy, right? Let's swing trade it. Always so sexy. That's the bottom line right there. Bottom line. And in the weekly, we've already almost finished the bearish divergence. The only thing left is for the 20 to cross the 200. Remember what I said? When the price action finally breaks to 200, it's a violent move, and then the 20 can finally cross the 100. XLM's already proved what I was talking about with XRP. XLM's already proved what I was talking about with Bitcoin. It's a tiny bit ahead. Why do you think XLM's all the way at 12 cents already? Even now, the breakthrough difference for XLM to XRP is fucking staggering. XLM's, or 13.2, my mistake. It's 13.2, and right now it's about a 3.2 to 1. That's more on par to where it should be. Remember there was a time when you could get 5 XLM to 1 or 4.5 to 1 compared to the price of XRP? You know, it's kind of like gold and silver. That price ratio, it goes up and down. The point is, though, when you can buy that many XLM, then you can always convert it to XRP when the price comes closer together. You know? Just a thought. Whoa! 200 bits by Woodpile. And H2O Water Alien here on Twitch. 100 bits. This is the craziest, this is the craziest fucking, hype train of all times for me. This is about a 19-minute hype train. That's on, wow. I didn't even know they could go this long. Don't we usually have like a 4-minute hype train or whatever? I remember the first time I came on a hype train. For the XRP Future Millionaire, I don't know. So, Pizza Broth, what do you think? This is your baby. You think we're accurately portraying what's going on here from 2020? Because the other thing is we can come down here and say we finally broke this pattern was falling. This is a falling channel that we broke. And that's why we ended up breaking up. The problem is we failed once we got up. God, it's so fucking hard though to do the other side. Because this is all speculation now because we already have the foresight. So you can draw this however you want and come to the conclusion. But it appeared that something like this was forming initially. And we just kind of had to break out of the area and what went out. And we finally did break out, you know. And then it pushed us up on the uptrend. But the problem is once we break that, we've also got this, though. Let's be perfectly clear. We have a busted uptrend a long time ago. We were doing this for a while. And you guys all know what I'm talking about. We're on the all-time high push. We broke that finally. And now we're within this inside-out wedge, as you can see. That's how you do this. That's how you extend this out. And it's a crazy thing. Hey, Gummy! 9 more bits. What a guy. XLM USD. Look at that. We completed at level 5. Unbelievable. Your community contributed a total of 2 sub gifts and 7,955 bits. Wow. That's one for the memory books, you guys. Thank you so much. I take a picture because I take pride in that. So let's see. Yeah, but I don't trust XLM to not just break protocol. Not holding XLM hurts myself. I know, Pizza Bro. It does me too. Trust me. Trust me. Everybody who was part of that, I'll answer your question, Pizza Bro, or I'll go more into what you're saying. But everybody who contributed to that hype train, anybody who was part of the 7,955 bits, and the 2 subs. And the fact we completed a level 5 hype train, that was fucking insane. That was over 20... We did the whole 20 minutes. We've never even come close to doing the whole 20 minutes. So... Could I see a sideways W? The one problem here, Pizza Breath, and you know as well as I do, what did we fail? The cup and handle. The bottom line is here, we failed the cup and handle. This would have been the push where we would have needed to do that. We did not. So we did the prototypical all fuck, and then we might do a back test and then drop. But normally when you break the cup and handle, what do I always say? You just come back down to where it started, the uptrend. So would I be surprised? What have we been saying, Pizza Breath? 2 cents? 2.5 cents? Isn't that exactly fit the narrative that we've been talking about? You know? Sometimes you just gotta call it like you see it. Trust our gut. Downtrending resistance in the short term. Right? You can come right here, downtrending like this, support, downtrending resistance. You've already got multiple hits to prove that this is possibly what's going on. But I don't know if it's going to follow it in that direction. I just know this is what's going on, and when you start to analyze it, that's my logical conclusion that starts coming up. Oh yeah, Wig. That's why I was telling everybody, 13 cents, oh my god, I mean... When I used to fantasize about 13 cents when it was on the bull market, because I had XLM, but I'm like, man, if I could just get it if it was back down at 2 cents or 10 cents, I was flipping a nut. These are VeChain, Zill, VeChain, Zill, and DGB prices when they were on their bull market. But we're getting XLM for those prices. You know, it's crazy. If you think about it, it's fucking crazy. This is the price DGB was during the run-up last year. And speaking of DGB, You know, well, we can't go into DGB yet because I'm going to DGB last. Because we have to cover XDC before we leave as well. But I've already done this with XDC, remember? Because I know it has to happen with XDC. XDC, once it breaks this, it's in a lot of trouble. Because it technically hasn't broke the bullish cup and handle. That's why I drew this line across the downtrending resistance. Because as long as it uses this as support, not resistance, it technically doesn't break this cup and handle. And this would be the bounce point. And it's one of the only ones that I can see possibly that might not break the formation. You know, but if this is down at 2.4, I find it very hard to believe that XLM is going to be the same price as XDC. So I could see maybe if this is 2.4, that would put XLM about... Okay, so if this is 2.4, that puts XLM about 8 cents, and that puts XRP about 24 cents. So a 2 cent or a 2.6 XDC would be about an 8 cent XLM and a 24 cent XRP. That's what I picture if XLM was at, or XDC's at 2.6. What do you say? So we have the support way back here in 2017. First support. First resistance was up here in April of 18. Second support in 2020. Second resistance. Third resistance both in 2021. Confirming the patterns. Very long pattern at that. This pattern's been going on for over 4 years. Almost 4 years in June. So... You know, and this is the one that I'm like most undervalued of them all because technically it still hasn't broke this cup and handle. It's actually doing exactly what it needs to do, and I'm telling you right here, I'm not saying it's going to break, but what I'm saying is if it pops back up here, or even if you don't get that, what if this is the retest to 6? That's a 200% profit from there. I'm all fucking about that. The problem is, and it's a very big problem, weekly engulfing candles, 20 cross in the 50. In the weekly, 20 cross 50. 50 about to cross the 100. The only thing keeping this over is the fact we haven't broke the 200. Once we break the 200, oh boy. Look out below. You know, this would be the I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth. This would be that moment in Sanford and Son. I don't need to yell. I'm not yelling. This is passion. So, Arch. I'm not going to tell you how to be a viewer. But you haven't heard anything yet if you think I'm being loud right now. I implore you to put in some earplugs. And, you know, if it's bothering you. Yeah, the people in my audience know if I was yelling. Trust me. But this is literally the uptrend right here. We need to keep this. If we don't hold this, it's a big problem. It's a big problem. But as of right now, we're still holding Arch. I appreciate the follow. I appreciate the follow. I believe you're number 3. What are you on fucking Twitch? 323. Hell yeah. 320. Also, if you're watching and you haven't been to my page yet, click my YouTube partner page. Because somehow I am something on YouTube. 10,500 people. Come join the last video. We talked about the ISO coins and the stunning truth. I still can't believe that video's got 2,400 views in 7 hours. Okay, I get that. Yeah, I know. That's the only thing that sucks when I pull up to Twitch. It brings that echo. But hey, sometimes you gotta publicize. Pedro, welcome in. I appreciate you sharing that. The Tom's Army emote and the T-Fam emote. But Arch, I'm glad I could win you over. See? I've grown. I've grown. I've grown with my responses. Look, now I'm getting followers instead of haters. Oh my god, I've made it, Mom. No. And then DGB. See, remember what we talked about, how DGB, we could play it out like this and try to have some kind of bullish narrative, but I told you it was screwed because it was going to break this eventually, and it did. So, now I can't yell because it's 8:53 and, You know, everybody's... I have 3 kids in the house, so it makes it interesting. And I'm standing in my kitchen right now on my tablet, which is the funniest part. I got my tablet on top of the microwave the way I have it set up. I would have to show you a picture for you to believe it. But it's kind of like a moving office space. So here's what's going on with DGB, because we have a lot we have a lot of things we covered. Did I come at it too hot and heavy tonight? Or you guys understand why I did what I did? I mean, the bits and stuff were absolutely ridiculous. So many bits. So many. Well, the couple of gifted subs as well, the members of the audience. Gummy with 9 more fucking bits. I appreciate that. I mean, that's what we're looking at with DGB, and we finally got a little bit of history here. You know, but DGB is another one where I told everybody, this is my fucking baby. This is my baby. And remember, I rode DGB from, what was it? 5.5 cents roughly, I believe my average was, and that's when I had XRP, but I only bought 10,000 XRP. It was like 10,000 DGB, and it was like $500, I want to say, something like that. Maybe 600. I might have bought it for 6 cents. That might be right, because I made 200%, and I think it got up to, I sold at 18. I didn't ride it all the way to 20. Or what was it up to? Because I know it made it up to, I didn't sell it at up here, because I seen it hit here. I think it was somewhere 16 and a half, 17 was somewhere around there. And I was a little overzealous because I got rid of it before it made the second pushback up, because it came back down, and then I was like, But mind you guys, I was in the consolidation zone. It pumped up to 9. I seen it right here in March of 2021. Oh, you know what? It started at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's what I ended up doing. And then I wrote it up. And then I told everybody, my plan is to buy it at 1 cent, and everybody laughed at me. Do you guys remember the people that laughed at me when I called that number? It wasn't just DGB, but you're talking, I'm calling an 1,800% drop. And people were losing their mind. It was so funny. Now, I mean, what are we? We're just over a year from these predictions now. How do I look now a year after these predictions? After, you know, we made over 400% on a lot of things. You know. It's crazy. Oh, man. I'm so sorry to hear that, Wig. Definitely get my prayers. That's, well, I don't want to talk about it, but from what you shared with me privately, there's a lot of things going on. That's, I don't really want to say anything more about it because it's not my place. Like, I don't even want to say who it's involved, you know, anything like that. So, that's a shame. Hopefully, it's local. That was not what I was hoping to hear. I was hoping that somehow, some way it was something, but with what you were talking about and how you were talking, it kind of sounded like you already knew. Man, that's a shame. That's a loaded question, Arch. I'd like to be an investor. I would rather just buy when we get to the bottom points where I've predicted on the charts, you know, and where I see it happening. And, you know, end up being a long holder. But from the right areas, not long holding in a bull market, long holding from the bottom of a bear market, and becoming an investor over time, yes. Because my next time I buy, I don't plan on selling. Unless we prove that we're going back into a bear market. I'll sell off portions of it to cover stuff, and especially if it was making thousands of %. But the whole end game is if we can get it at 11 cents, just by the time it gets to $1. Guys, just look at it this way for XRP. And this is how we're going to end it, because I showed you DGB. We covered a lot of stuff. But now we're going to talk. We're going to be real. Gummy, thanks for the 9 bits. And 9 bits twice in a row, actually. Very generous. But the honest-to-God truth here is, think about it. If we get XRP at 11 cents, let's just say it's 11 cents. It doesn't break that. That's where the bottom price is. That's where it ends up hitting. Just from 11 cents to $1, you're more than 9xing. And then for most people, if they bought it $1, they're, oh, I got a good price. It goes to $2. They make 1x. It's another 10x for us, or another 9x. We're up 18x by the time it even hits $2. It goes to all-time highs. Everybody's happy because they're up 340% because they bought, or 370% because they bought at $1. Well, because we bought at 11 cents, you know, you're up better than 3,500% already, roughly, I believe it would come out to, or 2,700%. You're 27 times each dollar you put in by the time it even gets to all-time highs. I mean, what could that do for you? So what would that do for $3,500? Just 27 times at all-time highs. So even on $3,500, a lot of people don't believe that they can make their money back. I can promise you can. That's almost 6 figures right there just when it hits all-time highs. Imagine if it goes to $10. Once it breaks all-time highs, that's when the fun starts. But if you have an average buy-in at 11 cents, that means every time, let's say it was $10 or $20 one day, well, 10 goes to 20, that's 1x for somebody. Well, if you bought it at 11 cents, that $10 move, how many X's did you just do? That's how people get rich beyond rich, and that's why in Dogecoin, they flipped did it so many times that after a while they were like, you know what? It's percentages, but they got caught with that. Because once you get into a bear market, you're in trouble. I mean, it can be a good idea. The problem is a lot of people, when they short, they end up costing themselves money because they leverage short. Because, you know, you've got to take some kind of leverage trade. But my best advice is, since you're new, Arch, I wrote XRP from an average of 47 cents back in March, and it's all documented on YouTube. I covered it, showed everybody how, and that's how I got popular. So we wrote it up, 47 cent average price, sold out for an average of 166. And I told everybody, I'm not buying XRP back, and I had over $16,000. I'm not buying XRP back until it gets to my targets. And it took diligence, and it took a lot of work. And in the process, I took off, you know, over $9,000, turned it into physical metals, gold and silver, and I took some cash out. Did a little dicking around with some of it, tried to experience the leverage trading short and all that stuff. Didn't do bad, actually. But at the end of the day, now we're doing this. So we're trying to get these bottom prices so we can ride this up again. Except this time, I'm going to get the true bottom. Last time I didn't get the true bottom. I got the retrace bottom. But I couldn't buy it at true bottom because nobody would fucking sell me XRP in the US, and that's when I found Uphold. And this was over a year, you know, 15 months ago. Office, what is XRP's true bottom? Right now, the true bottom for XRP, we're going to see if this will fill itself out over time, but the true bottom right now, as long as this were to hold, is about 11.2. That's what looks to be the true bottom. But if that point breaks, this looks like a descending pattern. So you had 2 huge points of rejection. Is this third point going to hold? Yeah, Ali, and see, that's the one thing nobody really brings up is the fact that I made all that, but I didn't lose any of it, you know? I stored it, and people are like, how can we believe you didn't lose it? I mean, I showed everybody when I bought the metals. That's how I can prove it. I can guarantee you I didn't exchange the metals. But one day I'm going to show everybody what physical metals look like, because still it's staggering. A lot of people, even in my audience, have never actually seen physical bullion. And if there's one message I can pass on to all 56 people, buy your precious metals. The ones on person, not the paper. Real metals. Not some gold-backed bullshit. The real gold and the real silver. Why do you believe the pattern will repeat? Excuse me. What do you mean the pattern? The pattern will repeat coming down to 11 cents? I don't. And I think there's a 65% chance it repeats. Because we have to break this uptrend first. That started in 2020. If we don't break this uptrend, this can technically still play out into a shorter time frame ascending triangle, and then it could basically bust out if it wants to. You know, but it's broken down into 3 different segments. It's just the longer of all of it, you know, and if this wants to fill out, that's what I'm saying. In time, we might end up having a pattern where it does take us decade, 7, 8 years down into the future, and it ends up playing around with us. But at any time, let's say we did have an event where it came down at any time, It could come up. You know, you could always come up. But right now, this pattern's incomplete. And it's so clear. Boom. Boom. Such a failure right here. Every part of that is a failure. The cup and everything. Everything there failed. Everything. But, guys. Oh, yes. DuckTales. I friggin' love it. Wig, you're going to be on my mind. In the day or two to come, I'll try to get on a call with you. I got to go do, I got to do the dad duty. As you guys know, for anybody who's new, my little Julie, she had an ankle replacement and stuff a few months ago, and she's had 4 surgeries from a car accident, yada, yada, yada. So I basically do quadruple duty while still doing this, you know, and that's my passion. So God bless everybody. It's been an honor and a privilege. And you know what? I know you guys are all into crypto tonight. I don't know if there's anybody. The last person I sent you to, no offense, fuck that person. I don't know. Did they even acknowledge me when I sent them people? I don't think so. That was not cool. I wish Jake was on. I wish you guys could see my friend Jake. He's from the UK. And, he's in here sometimes. He's my oldest OG. From before I was the XRP Future Millionaire. And, he comes on here, and he just games 1 or 2 people watch him, but I think he deserves more people. Englewood, what's up? Did they say thank you? They did say thank you. Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's where he lost me too, was the VR. I'm like, some bitch, I sent him to somebody talking about fucking virtual reality. But no, it was alright. They were still alright. I mean, I didn't mind their content. That's why I sent you to them. It was one of the people I was like, yeah, at least they got something on there. Gummy, keep sending the 9 bits. What's up? Not much, Inglewood. I'm just sad that you only got to see a little bit of this, but you know how it goes. I mean, we can go to... I actually wouldn't mind giving you... This guy's got 62 people in there. Maybe we can push him over 100. What do you think? Probably make his fucking day. He's got a nice little chart on TradingView on here, so I kind of don't mind it. Yeah, I'm doing a lot better, Jordan. I'm about 70% now. I appreciate it. Stay blessed. I really do appreciate everybody. God, I love this nightly Twitch. You guys get to hear this in the background. I really appreciate everybody's everything from everybody. Have a good night. Summer, thank you so much. Take care, everybody. And a special blessings and prayers to the for Wig's family, Wig Busta. Everybody say a prayer for the family of Wig Busta. For him as well.